Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir Spatzel Nishmas. I'm Yaakov Sholem and Lam Bas Yitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Lamidalef. We're starting in the first line on top. So to Gemara. We're continuing with the stories with the different cases of Chazak. Ze oimer shel avoisai v'ze oimer shel avoisai. Each one says, "This belongs to my parents. This is my original. You used to belong to my forefathers." So one of them brings Eidim that belonged to his father. The other one brings Eidim that belongs to his father, but he is in this land for the last 3 years.
He or his father?
He was years. Amar Rabo, Malu Lishakir. What is he saying? He's saying this belongs to my parents. He could have said better. He could have said that he was there already for 3 years. Oh, so the first already asked here, why is that considered Migul Mefreh? I'm sure you asked that. So I want to say that maybe the difference in Migul Mefreh is only the Migul Mefreh that we had in the previous daf is a Migul that you're saying, you come and say Taina. And they say, by the way, I could have said something else. Here, the Mikara, he was already there for 3 years. He could have come and said, I hold it for you. Okay, I have to understand. Let's leave it as a question. Why is that Migul Mefreh? We're sure you bring it. So he says, but really, I'll tell you why. Because really the point is that this is part of the question of the Gemara. Let's see. So he says the Gemara, what do you mean? But it's against 80. What's my shak? What Shaka says, believe me that I'm saying the truth. Believe me I'm saying the truth. What does I'm saying the truth? This belongs to our fathers. But the 80 say belongs to the other guy's fathers.
You can't say Migoy.
You can't say Migoy. So, and that's the truth is you could have asked me what fair. Like, what was asking even better? Yeah. It's not Migoy at all. What's a Migoy? Migoy is, believe me, but not bigger than 80. The 80 says that you're wrong. Add status over here that, because why? Because when you say Shalavoisei means it was always Shalavoisei. So you're contradicting the 80 that said it belonged to the other guy's fathers. Yeah, it was your father's. I bought it. According to the Bach over here, it says, I bought it from your father's.
That's the original, now he's changing his
title. I said it was to your father's. The Somichli Allah Kedavosi. What do you mean to say that's my forefathers? I said, this is my land. It's like, it's like it belonged to me all, for years, for generations. Not really generations, but it's like my generations. Says more, is that toyin v'choyzer v'toyin or in toyin v'choyzer v'toyin? Is that considered to be changing your title? Or that's not considered to be changing your title? What's the problem in changing your title? So we first should explain it a different way. Either because the idea is that it's that a title you can't change, similar to what we said by Eidus, that the Kvad Shehi Gitchur in a Choyzer Magid, or the Pshat is it's a lie. It means you're lying. It's a lie that you're lying. Ulu Amar Toyin Choyzer Toyin. So the Gemara says over here is a Toyin Choyzer Toyin. Can you change his title? So Ulu Amar Toyin Choyzer Toyin. You could change his title. You can't. Meaning, even Ula that says the Toyin Choyzer Toyin means I can come and explain what I meant. And what about, can I change it? Ula is not a problem. I can change, I'm not changing it completely. I'm just re-explaining it. But here, if you said, when I said it, they said it's my father's and not your father's. So I say clearly that whatever you're saying is wrong. Not that you can explain it. You can't say it, then you can't go back. He wasn't based. Didn't say a thing. So then he went outside. And he goes back and says, you know what I said about my fathers that belong to my parents? No. I meant to say, that's right. To everybody. Why? My taimo ta'ante agamar. He went outside, he met his neighbor. His neighbor says, what did you do? He said, they took away the field from me. Why? You should have said. So he came back to basic. Moy did I do? And I agree. Hey, Chadam, relation of voice, the Kaluma Voisecho, the Toye, the Choizer, the Toyin. If he says, that's what I took it from your fathers. I said to my parents, and it's true. Not that it was my parents forever. It was my parents that took from your parents. So you came and said that this belonged to your fathers for the last 100 years. I said, no, it belonged to my fathers. I didn't say that it wasn't yours. And I didn't say that I didn't say I was something wrong when I said my fathers held it. It didn't belong to your father. So my father brought it to your father.
It's not a real chayzer.
Huh? That's what you say. That's everybody agrees. But another exception. Outside they were talking, they were schmoozing. And he tells him, this belongs to my family for generations. He said, that's not true. I'm being sure I have 18. That's outside of Beis Din. Then they go into Beis Din. When you go into Beis Din, and then he goes to Beis Din and says, no, I'll tell you what I meant outside. The chayzer v'toyin. My time, what's the reason? That's a rule. People sometimes don't want to say, I'm not telling you my claims before you come to court. You're going to learn how to play system. I'm telling you as fathers. You have an issue, we'll come to Beis Din, we'll deal with it. And I hold you could go back. And we pass it like this. And even though it's a little, as Rashbam says, look at Lashon Rashbam defines what we just learned. Tikkun Lashon Arish, you can fix the first Lashon. Even though you're doing a little bit of akrosha, as long as you're not completely changing what you said, you're explaining it a little bit so that it's fine. Says the Gemara, so what do you have over here? You have two people. You have your contradiction. One says this belonged to our fathers, and I was here for the last 2 years. The other one says this belonged to my fathers, and I was here for the last 2 years. The first one brings 80 that everything he said was true. The second brings 80 that what he said about the Sheikh Hazak is true. One second. Regarding Achila, I have here a contradiction. 2 Eidim say that who held on to it for the last 3 years? Reuven. 2 Eidim say that who held on to the last 3 years? Shimon. So they cancel each other. But don't forget that the Eidim also say about Reuven that not only that he held it for 3 years, but it belongs to his fathers. So the Chazak is canceled. All you have left is that the fathers held on to it. That stays. All right, remain with. So that's what it says. The fact that for 3 years is canceling each other. Put the karka in the hand of the father. What do you mean? These Eidim, I can't trust them. Because these Eidim, they said that he had a chazaka, and against him you have other Eidim. So this Eidim is not reliable. It could be the achilo the mukhash. Saying what the flame down the base. Bav also me it kash. They're not mukhash. It can be the father, right? So the way that Achrenim explain it, that basically, I think what we're going to see really is basically Hemshech Gemara. Do I say we have 2 Eidim that are makhish v'zeh? I'm suspecting foul play. Someone did something wrong. Someone over here is lying. I don't know who. So right now, I'm not relying on them. So then, because I'm not relying on them, says Ravo, I can't rely on these 80. These 8, I don't know who's lying over here, but one of them is. So I can't rely on any one of them. Or if Pshat is not, I don't think they're lying. I mean, and it probably is. But Pshat is, I can base anything based on Ein Zuchashes. My hands are tied. I believe everybody's they're tzaddikim. Okay, but I have a contradiction. 2 Eidim say one thing, 2 Eidim say another thing. And do I assume he's a liar? No. I just can't follow it. That's the machlekes over here.
But even in the first you said, obviously both are not saying the truth. Right? So
Yeah.
different, but we don't know. But it doesn't make either one, even Machashi, you don't make either one Pasalavis.
No, only kosher.
Not Pasalavis, another Avis.
Oh, so that's I called another Eidim. So we'll see the Gemara. Says the Gemara, Leima Ruv Rav Nachman Plukta Ravuna Rav Chizkiah. The Chor arguing the same machlekes Ravuna Rav Chizkiah. We learned this in Masechet Shavuos. Basically, the Eidim and Chish Zuzu. You have 2 Eidim, 2 sets of Eidim that are contradicting each other. Zubo Omavuno, Zubo Fiatzomido, Zubo Fiatzomido. Even though they're contradicting each other, they still are never labels. That's really sense. I can trust them for other labels. No, they're liars. I'm not relying on them. Something more lamer of Nachman Doma Kavuno of Rav Kavchis. The same like this. Anything that I see that something is wrong in their edus, do I assume they're liars, or I just can't rely on them? Something more that said that they're liars. There's nothing to talk about. That means you can't trust them for anything. Clearly. Keep leaving it there. Homochli is based on Rav Nachman, Karbuna. Rav Nachman is very good. Like Rav Nachman says you can rely on them. Like Karbuna. Rava, this goes back to what Shuli said. What I'm relying on you is this edus. I don't know if you said the truth in that. You come with another edus, I'm ignoring what happened. But in the same case, to come and trust something that I know is a contradiction, I can't do that. So that's what the Gemara says. For this part, there's no raya that's the same machlokes. Says the Gemara, other I see. Then comes, he found Adi that said it was his father's. So this is a very complicated case, but Reuben and Shimon argue. Reuben said belong to my fathers and ain't Shech Hazaka. Shimon said belong to my father, ain't Shech Hazaka. Then Reuben brings Adim, then he ain't Shech Hazaka, and he belongs to his fathers. Shimon brings Adim only for Chazaka. So what do we say? Chazaka against Chazaka to Rav Nachman, you give it to Reuben. Shimon now brings Adim that it was his father's. What he said was true. It's Adim against Adim, so the whole thing is falls apart. Rav Nachman, what do you do now? In other words, we allowed him to go into the field. Reuben to go take the field originally. Now that we find out that the whole basis that we relied on Reuben is because we thought it belonged to his father, so he has Adim, we have Adim against it. So we have to kick him out of the field. Says the Gemara, right? So that's what it says. The Gemara, so that the lashon is anachti maskinin leikol lo nechzik zidem mizeh. We're not going to have more than another, and we don't care. It doesn't look like funny for the Beis begin to say one thing, and the Beis change their mind. So we're not choish to that. Meisi rov v'tiram zeiro shtayim or meis shtayim or lo meis. Two Adim say the husband died. Two Adim say the husband did not die. Shtayim or nizgasho, shtayim or lo nizgasho. There's an argument in the Adim if we got divorced or not. Harei zilot so she can't marry. He says, if you did get married, Lloyd says, doesn't have to go out. As the Rashba Mantis pointed out over here, we talk about she married one of her Adim. Because if not, how can you be with somebody? How can you allow to stay with somebody or be Suffolk? The Adim say, I know that he died. She says, I know he died, but nobody else knows about it. So we don't know allowed to marry. But if she got married, no dates. Not going to marry, so he married Tates. She does go out. When it says she has to leave. Adim came before she got married. She's not supposed to get married. She gets married and we tell her to go out. But if she first got married and then came to Adim, so when Beis Din paskin for her to get married, that was good. I mean, the contradicting Adim. Two Adim said her husband died. Great. Very nice. We were sorry for her and we allowed her to marry. She got married. Then two Adim come and say, no, he didn't die. So says the Menachem Yisi, right? You don't divorce her. Why? Because that's Ziluz the Bedino. Again, going back to what we said, she married one of the Adim, and she says she relies on it. So he thinks that the husband died, she thinks the husband died, not doing an Aveira. Beis will not allow him to get married, but now the Beis not allowed it. We're not going to take it away. That's because Ziluz the Bedino.
Why? In a case like this, at Nasa Bachakach or Aiden, it doesn't have to be one Aiden, it could be anybody. There's two Aiden, Bezin Paskin, it doesn't have to be.
No, but two Aiden came and said the first Aiden were lying.
Why does he have to? No, if we're talking about Nasa Ach Aiden, right? Aiden came to Bezin, right? Two Aiden, Bezin Paskin, he said, gave him permission to marry. Right? She doesn't have to marry one of the Aiden, because the whole reason one Aiden is two and two.
No, I know, but what happens if the two Aiden come afterwards?
But they came afterwards. It wasn't
I tell you about
it.
Very simple. Because let's say you are a nice good Yid. Nice kid doesn't do any Aveiros. He married her. There was two Aiden told me I can marry her. Came to her and said, no, he's not dead. I'm not going to do an Aveiro. I have to leave her. But if you say, hey, I know the truth. I was planning to kick out the person. How should I speed on us? You asked a good question. Do you see over here that because we're choishish to zilus the medina, a woman already got married based on basis, I'm going to divorce her. Also, Amnur Besuy asking the same question. Loy avdinan bohda. So I'm not going to kick him out. I'm not going to kick the owner out after Bezin allowed him to go in. So you see over here very clearly, just the two might see that zilus the medina is only when Bezin did not make a mistake. Originally, Bezin allowed the first guy to take the karka. Why? Because originally the Eidim said they belonged to his fathers. Then came other Eidim said they were lying. So Bezin didn't do a mistake. We found new information later. Similar by the issue. When she got married, there were two Eidim that said he died. So Bezin Pascha, good psak. Now come another Eidim, changing it. So if Bezin made a mistake, you go back. But if Bezin now make a mistake, they did the right thing. Now you have a problem, Bezin lose the Medina. You have to take that into consideration. Says the Gemara, no, but again, she married one of her 80. Right. That's where I have to get there. Yeah. Look at the thesis. The Rashban says the same thing, but thesis very shortly. For whatever reason. So he says, so I didn't want to do it. Nafok, Rabbi Nachman goes out, after this whole statement that he's not going to kick the guy out of the field. Why not? Because it's Zilus Medina, based on what you said. Now he came out and did kick that guy out of the field. What's the shot? How do you kick him out? He made a mistake. Meaning, he went out, probably didn't happen right away. No, probably happened a few days later, a few weeks later. He went and did it. Someone says he forgot. And he just realized that. You don't do that. Zilus Medina. Says it's not. He didn't make a mistake. He was right. Why? It is a big machlekes, and therefore he originally, when they asked the question, so he felt that we have a fair shabbos, that we're choishish to zilus the medina. So thereby I can't kick out the person out of the field. But then eventually he found another brisa, and that brisa told him that many mandarim hold we're not choishish to zilus the medina. If you look at Rashi says, Tatalia ba'ashavi Rabbi Yudah, that's what we're going to see next daf. Rabbi Yudah is lots of shinu memliya kula siul delechashinu lezilusoi de medina kedefar shavash maskaros. We'll get to later. So we're going to find that many mandarim hold that there's no chash zilus medina. I'm not choishish to that. I'm not choishish to be zilus medina. And therefore what? And therefore I'm going to kick out the guy out of the field. Right? So he says. Just to see what is Zilus the Medina, look at Rosh Rashbam in the first wide line. It says not the middle size wide line. This Medina says Rashbam in the middle of the page. Shema yelagligu abrius al bezdin al shesoysim es dineim tedomi lechucha veitlo. Chucha means it looks like a joke. I don't want people to think bezdin don't know what they're doing. So if I have to have a solution to that. But the what? That I don't want people to think the Bezdin is just ridiculous. They change their mind. That's the side. Right. This goes on to a chesh regards to Medina. Says the Gemara that we're going to see in the next brayso that we're going to learn that there's many mandarim that say we're not chosh to this chashash of Zuz Medina. And if we find out that there's a mistake, we would change the halacha. And that's why over here he's going to kick the person out of the field because he's there based on Eidim that were found out to be mukhashim. Very good. We'll stop over here, and we'll start Be'ez Hashem, continue from here on Shabbos.